up, facing bullying, having people call me all kinds of names as I was growing up, to the point that I did not like myself. All right. I looked at myself based on how people saw me. That allows you to develop insecurities, name calling, you're fat, you're a pig, you're ugly, things like that. But thank God for Jesus, I never identified myself as ugly. Fat, yes. Ugly, no. Okay. So words like that, stupid, slow, because of how I spoke, right? So words like that begin to affect me and made me see myself differently, led me to not like myself. Which led me to the abusive relationship that I was in. And in that relationship, forget it, I was lost in identity because I had a person who, because of their ways and how they saw themselves, overpowered my weakness in loving myself, right? In the weakness of loving myself. And so, therefore, called me outside of my name, whether it be a bitch, excuse my language, told me I wasn't good enough for him, so now I'm feeling less than or insecure. I was feeling less than or insecure. Uh, no value, no worth, no purpose, things like that, right? Um, Telling me um, that I didn't deserve him and all of those things. Nobody else would want me. Just a lot of mind. His actions led me to believe that I was less than, undeserving. And so, coming from that, I realized that I left the baggage behind because I remember falling on my knees, and sometimes I would leave the relationship and go back because of those very insecurities, right? And so, feeling like I couldn't trust people and things like that. Going back and forth till I finally left. Even when the relationship got physically abusive, I still stayed. I still went back until I finally asked God to take it from me and I left. And so in leaving, I began to do personal development, but I still felt like something was missing. I would go through high highs and then low lows. I wasn't equipped emotionally enough, mentally enough to be stable. Thank God I was able to give God enough access to me that He led me into another relationship, a relationship with a man that allowed me space and opportunity to rediscover who I was, to walk with me by faith, right, and grow with me. And so, therefore, a shift began to happen. But as I was doing personal development, I realized, yes, something was missing. And something was missing was my relationship with Christ, my walk with Christ. And I've had that since I was a little girl, but it was never personal. It was what I was taught religiously, right? Being able to check my boxes and dot my I's and cross my T's. But I learned God in a new way. I learned to build a relationship with Him through Christ, learning Christ, loving to read my word. And so now I encourage women to grow in their identities, to discover and unpack the residues. Sometimes we have residues from the broken relationships, from the abusive relationships. And now we're questing on who are we really? Who do I identify myself as? I have goals. Did I really need that person to achieve that goals? The future that God has for you, how does that really look like for you? What are your strengths? What are some of the things you need to work on that may not be so strong as? What lies have you been fed and now needs to be unpacked because you're carrying that residue? It might not look like baggage because you've probably feel like I'm confident now. But in the confidence, are you confident in all areas of your life? Are you confident in maybe the relational aspect of your life? Meeting other people. Can you confidently step in a room and speak your thoughts and speak your words? Are you confidently sharing your story? Or do you feel like your story brings shame? Are you hiding because of insecurities? Are you fully emerging and being who God says you are? The residues is what stops us from fully emerging and being who God says we are, walking in your full purpose, walking in your winning identity. That is what we are here to declare. That is what we are here to manifest and see play full out in our lives. Our winning identity, women who will stand up after the abusive relationship and say, yes, God, you can use me. You can use me in my workplace, in the communities that I serve. You can use me in my family. You can use me however you see fit. You can use me for your purpose because my story matters. I've learned from my story. I've grown from my story. I'm no longer a victim nor a survivor of my story. I am a victor because I am thriving. It may not look like that every day, but I win above my challenges. I'm successful against my adversaries. I can recognize the distractions and I can serve you with a full heart despite of what I've been through because I am not my story. You are not your story. You are not your past. And the residues is what we're going after so that you can stand firmly and boldly in who you are in your winning identity to live the full life that Christ has died for you to live. So we're here equipping you for purpose. Amen. Amen.